Good day. We're only a couple of days before the new year is coming. I'm not going to say new year, new you. It's more of a reflection and a rebirth. I'm going to start to express and explain a little bit more of my story, why I am the way I am, my journey. And for the next few videos, it's going to be basically the last 7 years, because those have been the most impactful. Prior to that, yes, there was a couple of very pivotal moments in my life that really changed the course. But I'm thinking that the last 7 years of what I went through, what I learned, the lessons I learned, a little bit more of the heartbreak that I experienced in this year that far preceded any of my other heartbreaks. Like, even when I explained the death of my brother, which was a gut punch and a really painful moment that totally put me on a different course for my life. And that I've had a couple divorces, a couple of relationships. And what's actually crazy about that is that even though those were, heartbreaks, they were like minor compared to what I went through this last year. And I want to touch more on that. It didn't break me. It didn't destroy me. It didn't do any of those kind of things. It was just a genuine heartbreak because I put certain people at a higher standard. I had expectations. And I think a lot of the times when we have certain people in our life, or because of who they are, or what they say they stand for, or what industry they're in, and that we put certain people at a higher standard. And honestly, what it made me self-reflect. It made me change who I am at my core. I have a very, very giving heart, and I sacrifice a lot for the ones I love. I will I'll actually put myself on the last of the list to sacrifice for all of the people around me. And when people say, something or make a promise or whatever, I believe them. And I think most people in the moment, maybe their intention is to honor what they had said, or maybe, as horrible it might sound, they're manipulate. They had no intentions of, honoring their agreements that they said, and it happens. I learned that in the back of my mind, or my intuition, my gut, when it said, okay, and this has been my principle, which now going into the new year, I'm listening to it. I have my requirements already decided. I have my principles, my core values and beliefs and all of that in place. And when I'm with somebody and they say something, I already have my principles and everything like that. So I already know if it's yes or no, whatever. So personally and emotionally, even if somebody, promises and says all the right things and they're telling me what they think I want to hear, I can go back to the principles, the requirements, and it answers the decision for me. If my inner gut basically says, I'm not too sure about this person, I'm not too sure about what they said, I go with that. Even if it's like, I'll get back to you in 24 hours, I'll get back to you in 48 hours. It's a year of, we need to step into who we are, and we need to step into holding ourselves at a higher standard and being the example of it. And that's just a little bit of what I'm going to share. I'm going to go into it more. I'm going to explain a little bit of the last 7 years and how much it has changed who I am, how I do things, why I do things. And I've done the most learning and growth in those 7 years. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day. And here's one little tip that you could do. Take a notepad and write out 300 things that you want to do. Don't put a time limit on it. Don't get in your head about it. Don't do any of that kind of stuff. That's one of the exercises I've been working on, writing out everything. And then I'm going to put that off to the side. I put that in my divine surrender box. And then the next thing that I'm doing is the next couple of days, I'm decluttering. I am like switching up the energy. So you guys have a fabulous day and enjoy your next couple of days before we go into the new year.